Hello, hello. We are here once again. Why have I got no game sound? Oh, great. Everything's going so smoothly here today. Let me try that one. There we go. We got game sound now. And these should load up any second now. I'm joined once again by the master, the tier 3 champion, Mr. Will Swan.
That's me.
That is you, mate. Stream is starting. We are here now. I don't know what's going on with this overlay. Hang on.
My game volume is too loud. Oh, Duck got spun already.
Already? That's poor from him. This should kick in.
Turn my game down because it is loud.
I think my game needs to go up a little bit. This is going so smooth. It's just going amazingly.
Are you actually on the qualifying? Can you see what's going on yet?
Yeah.
That's good.
But the overlay is just stuck on loading.
The Cassie spun around as well. Well, it is Portimão. It's probably going to be many spins in tier 3.
Okay, I'm going to try one more thing, see if this works, and if it doesn't, we might have to ditch the overlay till after quali.
Right, well, at least Kosev's about to finish the first lap of the session. And he hasn't invalidated. 79. That's not bad, actually, for first lap in tier 3, I reckon.
Well, you're hearing it from the pro here, everybody.
The pro. The man who qualified 9th in tier 2. Hannastad got an 18.7, 8 tenths off the back of Kosev. And Kingma with a 19.0.
I might have actually fixed the overlay. You're welcome, everybody.
Miracle. They do
Maybe.
happen sometimes.
I don't know, actually. Is it working? Please, come on. Yeah, I got it working, everybody. Oh, the names are still wrong. For fuck's sake. We've got a banned user.
Wait, hang on, what?
Sam Palmer's currently on provisional poll.
Wow.
Hang on 1 second.
All I'm saying is Luke Martin told him that was his number, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. But
so
the fact is that I have to completely go into the files of the software just to go and change all the names. It's such fun. Okay.
Well, I can tell you that Vasilev's doing proud currently because he's P2 with an 18-1, which is still almost behind Kosev, so Kosev does look pretty good. The pool.
Okay. We can finally get into this now.
And best have something to say about it. I think Livingston's coming across the line soon. If he is on a lap. Yeah, he's going to set it here.
Yes, he is going to set a time, but it's P5 for him, a 1:18.5.
He'll not be happy with that, to be fair.
No, I don't think he will. But who's that coming across the line next? Is that a Williams? I think it is. Or is it? Is it Nilsson? It must be Nilsson. He's going to come into the pits. So, is it the AlphaTauri next?
No, pits. Who's the Haas behind? Masic.
Matic up to P10 into the top 10 for him.
Is that
After
best
having
on a
some
lap?
game
No.
issues
Well,
going.
best. Apparently, best purple through sector 1.
We'll watch
But I don't know
K-Best.
how
I believe
sure this
Pole
game.
sitter last time out in Imola, and then obviously
He was,
race
yes.
winner. So he'll be looking to continue his championship charge here in Tier 3.
I'm pretty sure he's missing the next 3 races actually, so that might come to a halt quite
He's
shortly.
actually stuck behind a Red Bull maybe a little bit here as well.
That's purple sector 2
This
as well.
Red Bull's really not getting out of the way. Is the Red Bull on the lap as well?
Maybe he's just that much slower than him. But if the game is not wrong, which it is quite a lot, Best got 2 purple sectors.
According to the overlay, it's 2 greens. But let's see. It is pole position, but by 200ths of a second to Kosev. But with that Red Bull being in the way, it might be a few more tenths left in the old right foot there for K-Best.
We've got top secret news from Luke Martin.
Yeah.
Obviously we were having some issues, and I'm pretty sure the overlay wasn't working or anything. But apparently it's a wet race.
Oh. I don't think we can get weather for the race, but we can get weather for the rest of quali, and it's going to be dry for the rest of quali. But yeah, we'll have to see what it's going to be like in the race. A nice Tier 3 wet race. What can go wrong?
Nice. It'll be far from nice. I'm sure TR3 will find a way to butcher it.
Be careful with those graphics. It's how Dirk Chocolate and Creator Series got banned. Wait, how did they get banned for using this?
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know anything about that. But to be fair, I don't watch many streamers, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, neither do I. It uses the F1 logo. The F1 logo is always in there. It's always in the bottom left. Is that just because it's in the game? I suppose it's alright. Anyway, that's who's next cross line. We've watched K-Best do his entire in-lap. Duck, I actually think, is going to be next cross line. Let's see where he can put it on his first lap. No, he's going to be starting a lap.
I think Anastad maybe.
Anastad, P9. Let's
I
see
could
what
be
he
wrong.
can do. It
This
says
could
he's 7 tenths down on Best's time, which I don't think would be an improvement for him right now.
Nah, I must have been starting one then.
Yeah, he's starting one.
Just the game saying the wrong thing, as per usual.
Who's that? The Alpine of Unfi. Oh, a spin there from Hannestad. But the Alpine of Unfi coming into the pit lane. Also, yet to set a lap. So.
Right, people are starting laps now, so we've got something to talk about here. Thank God.
Is that Hiker coming across the line next? Start a lap? Or is there an Alpine ahead of him?
Right, Nilsson's just started a 2, and I think Vasilev's just started a lap.
I'm also watching Hiker, who's just started a lap, so we'll stay on board with him. I think he's going to be the first one to lead the cars across the line.
I don't think he is, I think Kingma is.
Yes, Kingma might be, that's what I thought. Head down to Kingma in the Alpine. Currently heading through Sector 2. Very windy circuit here in the circuit Algarve. 15 turns, and the current fastest lap in real life held by Lewis Hamilton, Will Swan's favourite driver.
Hilarious.
And a 2.8 mile circuit here in Portimão, so it's going to extend that the length of the race out a little bit for us. Is that now for Tauri getting out of the way? I think it was. As Kingdom is going to come through the final few corners now, and power down to the line. And see if he can produce a better lap time than he has already. And he does, and puts it onto the front row ahead of K-Best.
That's a big difference.
That is a big lap there from the Alpine driver. And Hiker will be next across the line. I know he won't because he's coming into the pit lane. So is it going to be the Williams next of Nilsson? I think it is. He crosses the line, goes up to P5, into the top 5 for the Williams. And Vasilev now crossing the line. Don't think he improved. Oh, he did improve to 1:18.1, but stays P4. After being knocked down to P4 due to Kingma's lap. Is that Livingston coming across the line now? Can he improve? Yes, he does. Puts himself up into the top 5 for the Scuderia Ferrari team.
Best might get pulled back. Unless he's starting. I think he's just starting a lap.
I think he is starting a lap.
Yeah, I don't think Livingston's going to be too
Yep,
happy
he
with
is.
P5, seeing as he is leading the championship by quite a few points actually as well.
And who's that? Is that Duckett coming up to the line? Yeah, but he's going to the pit lane.
There's no Amethyst on the lap. Looks like it.
Masic
It's not.
could be on a lap here. As he crosses line, stays P8. Or did he move up one? I think he moved up to P8 from P9.
It was P12.
Oh, was he P12?
Yeah.
My bad.
Hannestad.
Up to P9 for him in the AlphaTauri. And next cross line will be Unfi, who's yet to set a lap. What will he produce? He up to P8 for him. So it's an 18.4 for the Alpine.
Because you said Unfi had no time yet, but he did. He had an 18.6.
It might be because I enabled it late. Because it was quite late
yeah,
into the session when I did it. Ice Cream, is he on a lap? He could very well be. No, he's not. He's warming up for a lap. So, who have we got next across the line?
Best.
Is he on a lap? Yes, he is on a lap.
Yeah,
Let's
apparently
see.
got, like, battery, but
Pole position out in Imola. Can he reproduce another one here in the Portimão Mountains? No, I don't think that was a push lap for him.
I thought he's just. Has he done 2 outlaps?
I think he has. I think maybe he's.
Maybe his tyre wear will. And he's just invalidated at turn 1.
Yes, he has. So struggling out there maybe for the McLaren driver. As Magnussen improves on his time but stays P7 and 18.2 for him. And next cross line. Is that Masic coming into the pit lane? Yes, it is. So we're missing a Haas, a Williams, a Red Bull, an Aston Martin and a Mercedes here today. So only 15 drivers.
Livingston started another push lap with 45% of his battery remaining at the start. I could be wrong, but I don't know why he would do 2 in laps.
I thought you were meant to have taught this guy.
I know, I thought I taught him well.
Alright, so I think we have Ice Cream actually, is the only one, or is it going to be the next one to cross the line for a flying lap. So let's stay on board with him.
Had a spin.
Using all the track there on the exit of is that turn 13 into 14 now. And back on the power to try and extend as much as you can there without going over the white line and getting your lap invalidated as he flies through the right-hander and up to the line. Once again in this qualifying session, what is it going to be for Ice Cream? I think that was an 18.7, stays P13 for the Red Bull driver.
Next will be Livingston unless he's coming into the pits and he's just deceived us. He's got about 9% of his battery left. Now 6.
Look. I think he'll probably come into the pits shortly.
Yeah, seems that way.
Oh, onto the grass.
Wow. He really wanted to get in.
Is that Magnussen who's going to be coming in because he just set a lap? So
he spun on his hot lap, I think, actually.
But Heiko, is he on a lap again?
It seems like he doesn't have much battery left, so I would assume so.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with Heiko for now, as he will push up the hill into turn 13. Very tricky corner to get right consistently in the race, I'd say. But he's managing it alright in this qualifying run. See a bit of understeer kicking in as he heads into 14. And back on the power now, as he head down the sloping right-hander. I think it's such a fun corner when you can just push as hard as you can through there. And he comes into the pits.
Nice. You've just commentated on an in-lap.
Yep.
What about Vasilev? Is he just starting the lap? Because the game says he has full battery. I would assume he's just starting a lap. And Best's coming out of the pits as well. So I think... Wait, no. How many people have got on out laps? Kosev, Dugat. So I think the next person to actually set a fast lap will be Vasilev. Someone tell Mick Williams that he's not funny for saying NPC and friend. There's 2 NPCs, thanks. Connor, where have you gone? Alright, Connor's not here, so I'm just taking over now, apparently. Don't even know what's he got on the street. He's got Vasilev's lap, okay, that's good, right.
I back.
Right, okay.
Vasilev has set a purple sector 1 and a green sector 2, so it's looking like a quick lap here from Vasilev. Who will... This is his first race of the season, right?
Yes.
So, first appearance here in Season 6. and he's looking to make it an impressive one. Currently P4. Can he improve himself further up the order? Yes, he can, as he puts it onto the front row, and not just onto the front row, but onto pole with a 17-7. As who's going to be next cross line? Kosev, I think, right?
He's invalidated.
He's invalidated. So is it Duck?
Apparently Livingston's not on it. No, he's got full battery, so I don't believe
Duck's
that.
invalidated.
Cassie behind. Who's behind that?
Hike. Hike is on a out.
I don't. Well, actually, on a fast lap at the minute.
Who's the Williams? Nilsson isn't on a lap. The Alpine ahead of the Mercedes. Who's that?
Ahead of the Merc.
Yeah.
It's Kingma on an out lap.
Out lap.
One thing I actually haven't mentioned once this session, which does come as a surprise, is Luke Martin is in P12 doing horrifically. Yellow flag. Oh, it's just Kingma slowing down. Never mind. I'll not get excited.
Okay, I don't actually know who's going to be next across the line. I think it'll be Best.
Yeah, I think Best. He was like the first person out of the pits out of everyone, so I'd imagine so.
We'll ride on board with him as he heads into turn 13. A Mercedes of Luke Martin actually nearly turning into him there.
He knows what he's
lethal. He knows what he's doing, yeah. That's it. Turn 14 now, easy corner to navigate as you get back on the power. Heading down the hill. You might get a bit of a distant tow, but not too much of one from the car ahead. But this is going to be best lap. What is he going to be? It is pole position, ahead of his teammate by a 10th. And next cross the line is going to be, I think, the AlphaTauri of Hannestad. Powering his way for the final corner and up to the line. I don't think he improved there. So
Livingston might
too much of improvement, but Livingston now taking pole position away from the front row, taking the McLarens off the front row, and putting his Ferrari up there in P1. What can his teammate do? He's crossed the line. Only P14 for Ben Cassie. And next cross line isn't Kosev, is it? Is it the AlphaTauri?
He's invalidated, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, Kosev.
Kosev's next, who isn't
Kosev was challenging for pole position at the start of this qualifying session. What can he do now in the final stages, the last 10 seconds of the qualifying session? Can he improve on his time that's currently sitting in P5? Yes, he can, up to P4, the second row of the grid for Kosev. Next up's Duck.
He's in the last minute, and he stays last.
Stays last for Duck, the Alfa Romeo at the back of the grid.
Hike on a lap.
Who's this? Hiker, yeah. It's so hard to fucking find out who's who. Who's behind him? The Williams, Nilsson,
yeah,
right?
he's invalidated.
Okay.
And then McLaren behind him is Best.
Hiker goes up to P6, so it's Luke Martin next across the line. Where can he go? Goes up to P9 for the Mercedes driver.
Who's
Is
AlphaTauri?
it Hannestad? Yes, Hannestad, but he's going to come into the pit lane. So it might just be Masic left across the line. And what is he going to do in this session? I don't think he improves, stays P11. And I think that is qualifying over.
Yep. McLaren 2-3, Connor. What do you think?
That's pretty spicy, that. Pretty happy with that. Good stuff. Vasquez first time out this season. Only being, what's that? Just over a 10th off his teammate.
Yeah. And he's just under 2/10 off of pole as well.
Mm.
But I'm telling you, Livingston's learnt that all off me. I should have been his teammate last season because I've gave him an unfair advantage for this season.
Yeah, what are you doing, mate? That's not McLaren courtesy, mate. I'm gonna have to fire you now.
Hey, you didn't sign us soon enough.
But what a performance. Look how close that is as well. Less than a second all the way from P1 to P12.
That was really good qualifying for Tier 3 standards.
Well, now we've got a wet race and a sprint race. Let's not forget about the sprint race.
Who knows, the sprint race might be dry and then... Actually, which one is wet? Because Luke's only said wet race.
Harry's just said if I fire you, he'll resub.
The cheek. God, I absolutely love it when Alex Harris is in the chat. Makes me feel 10 times worse about my day. What a great bloke.
Why is qualifying still going on?
Yeah, Masic and Hannestad got identical times in P11 and P12. Pointed out by Sargent. And there were also 3 thousandths off the back of Unfi, who was a 100th off the back of Luke Martin. So that's
Can you
Pretty close between P9 and P12.
do you want
What
to
do you
read
need?
out the final results from this qualifying session while I
Right,
get the
got
screenshot?
final results for qualifying. You've got Livingston on pole, a McLaren 2-3 with Best and Vasilev, and then Kosev, who I'm pretty sure his first lap, his first lap may as well have gotten P4, if not P5. So maybe he didn't improve as much as he wanted. And then you've got Kingma, Heikart,
Will Swan
Nilsson,
has a fat head.
Magnussen, Martin, and rounding off the top 10.
Someone just donated or subbed or something and just said Will Swan has a
Yep,
fat
yep.
head.
It was Alex
That
Harris.
is Harris.
Yep, of course. Subscribe with Prime for 5 months. Now, I will remind people in the chat that he spent that money on Amethyst, Twitch, rather than his child or wife. So make of that what you will.
I will, and I want the money, so shut the fuck up. Let's have a look. Once this loads up, we will get the weather conditions. It's free. Oh yeah, it's free if he's Prime. Basically.
Oh yeah,
He's already
true.
paying for Amazon Prime, so might as well steal money off.
Oh,
Off.
that's another Prime sub.
Oh, it is. Thank you, Kizil. Very much appreciated. 3 months now on Prime. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Kizil, I didn't appreciate you on Sunday though. You nearly took us out twice in that race. Madman.
Here we go. No formation lap anymore because we don't know if it works, but we've got 5 red lights instead, and they are out,
Off.
and we are away. And it looks like a bad start there from Livingston. It's allowed the 2 McLarens and also Kosev in the Alfa Romeo to draw alongside into turn 1. They're going to go 3 wide. McLaren trying to find his way through the inside of both of them, and he does. K-Best now into the lead of the race.
Vasilev and Kosev scrapping.
Vasilev and Kosev down at the back having a little bit of a tussle. But Livingston finding his feet and back into P2 after that very sketchy turn 1. Further down at the back, it looks like we have Unfi and Heike both having a bad time, as well as Livingston's teammate Cassie having a bit of a moment into turn 1 and 2, or maybe even
Magnus
3.
Scrapping turn 5 or 6, I think that was there.
But at the moment, it seems to be filtering out between these front 3, so we'll head a bit further down the field. And
Yellow flag.
There's an Alpine of Kingma, I think that is. Or is it Unfi?
that-
It's Unfi, I think. It's one of
No,
the
it's-
Alpines.
It's Kingma.
It's been out the top of the hill, and that will not be what he wanted. I think that was just a mistake. I was too busy trying to figure out how to get some more information up on the leaderboard.
I was too busy watching a scrap between Luke Martin, and I was also about to say, I'm pretty sure Duckett, if I check quickly, Duckett has moved up 7 positions from P15 in last to P8 in the first lap alone.
Goat status.
I wouldn't quite say that.
But it's 1:22.8 coming in from Kelsey Best on the first lap of this race. Obviously, we're going to see some faster times than that as we head now, even onto the second lap of the race. It looks like Vasilev is going to be trying to charge up to the Ferrari's rear wing, while it's also trying to keep Kelly and Kosev just behind at bay.
Cassie and I got both into the pits, and Cassie got a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. It's not great for Livingston's teammate, Ferrari taking an L in the constructors. I know that Cassie was getting all confident about Ferrari before, so serves him right.
There you go, interval's working now. But yeah, also it's good to point out Nilsson in P5, our reserve by the way, just chilling there in the back behind Kosev, but very much in the fight for the lead of this race, and also in to score some good points. Remember, points are scored in this race all the way down to P8, so keep that in mind for the constructors and also the drivers in the finishing results of this race. But it seems to be pretty stable at the front. I'd say that Livingston's putting a bit of an attack now onto Kelsey Best as he pushes him through turn 13 into 14. He's going to try and find the way around the outside. It's not going to pay off on this occasion, but it might give him a better exit as we head now into the final turn of turn 15. He'll be tucking straight into that slipstream. Let's see who's running the higher wings around this track, and it might give us a few clues onto what's going to happen in the main event.
Kelsey Best, by the looks of things, he's losing a lot of time.
Oh yeah, he is definitely. Oh my god, he's lost like
Wow.
8/10 down the straight.
He's only 6/10 behind him, so I don't know how he's lost 8/10.
Oh, well, I didn't look, but he looked very close.
He lost about 3 or 4/10, I think. Livingston's nearly spun there.
Yeah, he did. He also looked like he went off track maybe once or twice in the final sector there.
I think what we're seeing again, though, is sort of what happened in Imola, and especially it might show in the main race. Best and Livingston pulling away from the rest of the field, kind of.
I won't say they're pulling away though. Like,
The
Vasilev and Kosev are definitely still in this. Nilsson's fallen back a little bit. But, one small mistake from either of the front two, and they could be straight back in it again.
It seems to be through Sector 2, Vasilev gets a bit disconnected, but he must be running some low wings.
Yeah. Let's have a look how Duckett's getting on a bit further back. He's got the pressure of Ice Cream all over his the rear wing of his Alfa Romeo as we head now up into Sector 3 and into turn 13 once again. The Red Bull might have a shot at him going down the main straight here, but we also got to keep an eye on the front two, who are very close once again. But I think Best might just have that aero advantage by the look of things from we saw last lap. But who knows? Yeah, he's already pulling away massively. Look at that on the mini map. But let's see how Duck can defend against the Red Bull, and also the AlphaTauri now of Hannesad, who's picked up a 3-second time penalty. But Duck seems to be running pretty low wings as well. He's pulled out a bit of a gap there as we headed into turn 1, and also Vasilev's caught up to Livingston a little bit more. So maybe Livingston is just running some really ridiculously high wings, which is allowing the McLarens to keep up and defend from him.
Yellow flag in Sector 1, Hiker's spun at turn 1. He's got a drive-through penalty for a severe collision with Kingma.
Wow.
I didn't see the collision, but Kingma's got no damage. Neither does Hiker. So I don't know how the collision was so severe, but...
Well, we'll ride aboard for a bit this lap with Zachary Livingston, as the overlay likes to say. As we'll see how close he can get through these final few corners, but let's see the difference in straight line speed that these two cars have at the moment. I wonder if it will... I don't think he can. I don't know what rules there are with... well, you can change the front wing, can't he? If you're into the race, but... Wow, look at that already. He's already losing time. He's a lot closer this lap, but look at the straight line speed Best has over in there. That is incredible. Even with DRS, I don't think he'll keep...
He's not even getting DRS.
Oh, and Vasilev's going for a move into turn 1. Here he comes. In the inside of turn 1. And he's made the move stick.
Oh.
Vasilev's through for P2. What a move. What a move.
Keep the DRS on Best though.
He does. He needs to keep that rear wing opening each time he heads down the straight, and he has this on this occasion. I wonder if we'll see any teamwork from these two McLarens up at the front now, because this is some big points. But Livingston
just hit the back of Vasilev.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any damage.
Will be hungry to get that position back, but it's whether he can. The straight seems to be the place to attack round here, and he doesn't have the speed.
Not for Livingston though. I think what he's going to have to rely on is a mistake through the second sector.
Oh! I thought he was gone then.
He's going to have to rely on a mistake like that from Vasilev or Best to let him back through.
He can't be making them himself, especially not in the places where he has the advantage over the cars ahead. There seems to be a bit of a battle going on at the back at the moment. I think that's Hiker and Cassie. If we can head to them. I think Hiker's just squeezed past on the fresher tyres. I think he just came out of the pits. So I think that might be move done.
He had a drive-through penalty, so I don't think he's got players.
Ah, okay.
It'll just be, yeah.
But let's see how much the two McLarens can pull away here, because I think Livingston's wings are really hurting him here. It looks like Vasilev might even be running lower wings than Best is, because he's closing up on Best here into turn 1. He's not going to think about the move, but... Pardon?
I think they're running very similar setups, because it was only a small amount being gained with the DRS. But also, what Vasilev can't afford is what I saw there. He was running a bit wide in turn 1.
Yeah,
if he gets a second time penalty, then he might be down to like P5, P6 sort of area.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful. But Livingston's setup definitely paid off in qualifying, but it's not paying off for him here when he's trying to make moves.
Let's see. Can Livingston find anywhere to... I think a bit of a snap there for Vasilev as he came over the hill, and that might allow Livingston to try and find his way round the outside and maybe down the inside for the next corner. He's going to look for it, but he doesn't find the space. He goes a little bit wider to try and give himself the better exit and the run up the hill into turn 13.
Might make a dive through the inside.
Can he find it? I don't think he's going to find the space. Too risky at this stage in the race to risk a P3.
Oh, Kosev's right on the back of Livingston there.
Oh, he is, yeah. So
just made contact with him. He's that close.
Livingston might have to start looking in his rearview mirrors once again. As
You've now got a straight from Kelsey Best in P1 all the way down to Luke Martin in P6. All within a step of each other.
Van Leen's just come back and said, what happens to the Alpines? I was eating.
That's unfortunate for you, mate.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. Not too sure. I just saw an Alpine spinning out on the second lap, I think it was. First second.
Magnussen's got a 3-second time penalty, and he's the wrong way around on the track.
Yeah. But at the moment, it seems like Vasilev, for the most part, has Livingston covered. I think the biggest threat might be the two teammates at the front. And also Kosev and Nilsson. And also Luke Martin's appeared in this train now. Maybe trying to make, a little bit of inroads up the field to grab those few extra points. Yeah, Livingston's definitely got the speed over Vasilev in this sector, but each time taking a different line once again to Vasilev as we head through turn 11 into 12 and up the hill into 13. He's not going to find the space that he needs.
Just nowhere to make that move.
No, I think even with all the extra aero, it's just hard to make another move around here.
Vasilev's just being too solid. He's defending quite well, and he knows where to park the car every time.
Yeah. And once again, we'll head down the straight, and he'll probably gain a few more tenths.
He's gaining. Wow. I wonder if Vasilev gets close to best if they're going to play any team games with the DRS.
I wonder. At the moment, it seems like Vasilev might be a bit preoccupied on the Ferrari behind to make any tactical plays with his teammate. But who knows? We might see.
The gap's only getting bigger and bigger with these two straights in Sector 1. I think Livingston might even slip outside of a second here. He just about hasn't.
Yeah, no, gain a few tenths back here with this out. But is there anything else going on down the field?
Not, I think. They're all quite spaced, so.
Duck's lost a lot of time to the Red Bull. He's like 10 seconds behind the Red Bull now, when he was ahead of him before. Not too sure what happened there.
I'm pretty sure he had a spin actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, another spin. Magnussen's retired from the session.
Oh wow.
I don't think that was in the pit lane either. I think he's.
Yeah, it looks like the final corner when you just get a snap and try and correct it and you put it in the wall.
Wow.
We might see actually as we come past if we run on board with one of the McLarens.
He does hold the fastest lap though.
Oh, we can't see. I think it's been taken away, but I think in that left-hand side barrier there.
Livingston again's nearly slipping outside DRS and it's not even second straight yet.
Yeah, and Vasilev's gone off track again at turn 1. He needs to be very careful now. That's twice we've seen him off track. So if he has been given a limit each time, it could be his final chance now. As I think that's Amethyst actually having a bit of an off track there at turn 4. The McLaren's going to battle. Hope not.
It'd be ideal if they didn't.
Not for the sprint race. If this is the main race and they're pulling away from the cars behind, I might allow it, but not for the sprint race. Not when there's 1 point.
I'd have to go join the team radio and leave the commentary for a second just to go and tell them to stop that.
I don't think you can. You're not an engineer, mate.
Yeah, no, no.
I can. Just do it live on stream.
Yeah, definitely. Good idea.
I don't think Vasilev. I think Vasilev knows. I think he's a smart enough little boy.
Little boy. Has children. Little boy.
Does he?
Yeah. 2 kids, I think.
I hope they're cheering him on.
The best be P2.
Ooh, close for Livingston there. He's trying to find a way up the inside at the penultimate corner. Doesn't quite find it.
The straight line's too much.
Yeah, a little bit wide though for Vasilev on the final corner, but I still don't think.
I'm not sure why.
Livingston's going to have the advantage here.
He didn't seem to tuck into the slipstream every time for some reason.
Who, Livingston?
Yeah.
No, he definitely needs it.
He does, but he's not doing it. Oh, and he's got a 3-second time penalty.
Now that's going to put him down the order. I think he's going to be P6 with that, as it stands.
I'll check.
Just since no message has slipped out.
Yep, P6. That'll put him.
Jeez.
Oh, there's an off. Unfee's in the grass in the final sector.
But once again, Livingston's still trying to find a move, maybe, as we head into Sector 2. His strongest sector by far. I'm sure if we have a look at the fastest sectors. Oh, it's the other Ferrari in Sector 2 that's currently got the fastest Sector 2. But I do think that's because Cassie's on softs. And I think he made a pit stop, so...
Yep.
Kind of unfair, but I think Livingston is the fastest through Sector 2 out of these front 3 cars. But the McLarens just have the straight line speed, and that's what you need around here to make any moves.
I'm checking the race director, and I only see 1 track limits warning for Vasilev, so I thought he was going off a bit more than that, to be honest, but
Yeah, I've definitely seen him off twice, but sometimes you can let off the throttle and it'll let you off.
we take those.
We take those. But we're heading on to the final lap of this sprint race. 11 out of 11 laps will be completed this lap, if that makes any sense. Don't know why I said it like that. But as you can see, now lap. It's now lap, everybody. And it looks like Vasilev might have this one covered, but will he try and make a move on his teammate? This is his final chance, really. And I think he's a little bit too far back. Best is finding the grip he needs still on these old medium tyres.
I'm not sure he would really want to anyways.
No, I don't think he would. But he'd never be too short. And Masic is actually caught. Oh no, he hasn't.
If Livingston can't build a gap of about 8 tenths to Luke Martin, 8 tenths to Luke Martin, then he's going to fall within the 3-second range. And he's going to finish P6 rather than on the podium. Not great for his championship run.
No. And if he's pushing that hard in the sprint race, the race is going to be another matter. And track limits are pretty difficult around here.
He's also going to struggle having to use the hard compound probably at some point with a high wing setup.
Yeah, but here's the man of the hour. He won out last time out in Imola, nearly got the Grand Slam, just missing the fastest lap. But he is going to take the sprint race win here in Portimão. And it's going to be a 1-2 for the McLaren team, with Vasilev rounding up the second place. And Kosev actually ran out the podium in the end due to Livingston's penalties. Nilsson, a very respectable P4 for the Williams reserve. And
Who's our driver, by the way?
He's our driver, yes. So it's basically McLaren points, let's just say. Yeah. Luke Martin actually in P5 at the end of all that. Ahead of Livingston, Masic, Ice Cream, Hannestad, Duck ran like a top 10, but of course points are only awarded to P8 in the sprint race. Kingma, Hiker, Cassie and Unfi, P11, 12, 13, 14, and then Magnussen DNF in the late stages of this race. But there is your race winner, Mr. Kelsey Best, once again on the top step of the podium. But can he do it in the race as well?
Like they mentioned in the Twitch chat of, come on Luke, 6-car pileup. He's known to cause these, so I wouldn't encourage him. He might just do what he did in Bahrain again, you know. Just get fed up with everyone else.
Well, and just, yeah, fair enough. He might do what he did at Japan.
Oh lord. See, that was great for me. I avoided everyone, gained about 8 positions.
Okay, can you read out the things again? Just so I can do the screenshots. Thanks, mate.
Of course, I can. So the point scorers, you've got Best and Vasilev with a McLaren 1-2, which me and Connor are definitely not buzzing about, because
definitely not.
No bias. And then you've got Kosev on the final podium spot of the sprint race, with Nilsson, who is, you know, our driver, so it's basically just more points for McLaren, but, you know. And then Luke Martin, who moved up from 9th actually to get into 5th, so that's good from him because he was complaining loads, but you know, it's what he does really.
That's what he does best.
Livingston dropping down to
This
P6.
is what I did. It's what he does best. Best.
Yeah,
as in best.
And I've totally missed who was below Livingston because you interrupted us, so that's your fault. Disgraceful, Connor. Disgraceful. Oh, it is wet. It is wet.
Is it?
That is not in us. That is wet.
Oh my god. Well, this will be extra interesting. I'm kind of not happy about this because I don't feel like Vasilev and Best would have done too much practice in the wet. But, oh well. We got the points on the sprint race, I guess.
I don't think it's going to make for too much of an exciting race either.
No.
However,
do you know?
One thing Livingston.
Yes. I
His
wonder
setup.
if that's what it was for. Fair play to him. Fair play.
Maybe we've just mugged ourselves off.
Yeah, we kind of have. But then he
Although
mugged himself off with a 3 seconds.
Yeah,
so it's
he did still mug himself off the 3 second, and that's not helped them. It would have been much better starting P3 in a wet race, especially less spray in front of you.
But here we go. Heading to 5 red lights now in the drenched track of the Circuit Algarve. And they are out, and we are go once again this season. And it looks like a good start from Best, but Kosev getting an absolutely electric start in the Alfa Romeo, up into first place by turn 1. He's going to go side by side. Luke Martin's now into third place, but going to be looking for first as he squeezes down the inside at turn 3. A little bit of contact made between the two. I don't know what's going on with my game here. There we go.
P5 to P1.
Wasn't tapped in. But Best and Vasilev still managing. Vasilev recovering back up to P3. But Luke Martin is leading the race. He won in the wet at Zandvoort. Where did he come from there?
Let's go in for a move down the inside. Who's going to get the better traction?
I think, yeah, Luke's going to get a better traction just due to the conditions out there at the moment. But Luke Martin, take a bow, my friend. What is that? P5 to P1 in like 2 corners?
I've seen it up as POVs. For all we know, he's just smashed 3 people out the way.
Yeah, true. But let's give him the praise for now.
For now, I might accept it.
Who's not had a great start though? Who's Livingston down in P8?
That setup's not paying off then.
No,
Well,
not at the moment. But
Maybe
Luke Martin, we've seen him before winning the race in Zandvoort when you had your little cheeky race ban.
I can deserve it.
Won the race there in the very similar conditions. So, well, it was very similar conditions at the start, but it was basically still intermediates by the end.
Have you had the forecast up? Do you know if it's going to dry
Let's
out?
have a look. So it is going to dry up, but it's only going to go to light rain. At the moment, it's storm conditions, and it will be for the next 10 minutes. But then it will head to light rain within 30. So.
Fan saying, someone call Zerveld, tell him we need him. It's a code red. Luke Martin needs pummeled out of the lead of the race.
Rare Martin L. Oh. This guy leads a race and he still gets abused.
I think you mean, he said Rare Martin W, not Rare Martin.
Oh yeah, W. I'm just so used to saying Martin L.
It has been rare this season though. You wouldn't believe how much this guy was crying to me saying he was terrible around here before the race.
Yeah.
Now he's leading it.
He's got Monaco next week, so...
Well, no one's looking forward to that though, Connor.
I am.
Yeah, of course you are, 'cause you're not
Mate, we get to commentate the absolute carnage in Tier 3, so...
Yeah, but I still have to drive it in Tier 2, mate.
Cope.
Yellow flags. It's a Ferrari. It's Livingston and Magnussen, I think. No, Hannestad being caught up in an incident, and Livingston's now at the back of the grid.
Oof.
That's a yikes. And
Yikes.
he's spun around again. He's not having a good day. Just a reminder, he is playing on a controller with no TC in full wets.
Yikes.
That's not for me.
No wants Monaco.
Yeah, no one wants Monaco.
Copium.
Although Casil hasn't really said that correct, but you know.
Yeah.
Bless him. He's trying.
He's trying. Poor fella.
He also tried to kill me on Sunday, like I've already mentioned. But anyway. Vasilev's right on the...
Luke Martin setting the fastest lap of the race as well, just to top it off.
I
So
expected that from the man in first when he's a second ahead.
but he's got some pace here in the wet all of a sudden. Maybe
Actually-
Luke Martin, I know for a fact,
Yeah, he does.
he's the
always
kind of guy, he always likes to run the wet setups so that he can be faster in the race. He's always done that. I didn't think he did
No,
it
he
in
doesn't
Monza.
even have a wet setup. Mate, he's only got one setup for this track.
No, trust me, he has a wet setup, mate.
No, trust me, he doesn't, because I've seen his setup list 20 minutes before the
Okay,
briefing.
well, he would have smacked his wings up, mate.
Probably, yeah.
And he would have
But
been. He would have had that since qualifying, and now.
Also, non-stop brags about how he's equal pace with me in the wet, if not faster. But then I can remind him about Monza last season, can't I? So, we know who won there.
True that.
By a good 20-30 seconds as well. Just to mention. The best's already... He's lost, I think, about half a second, if not more, this lap alone. He's already 2 seconds off the
To be
back
honest
of
with
him.
you, I think Vasilev might be faster at this stage.
I think he is. He's been all over the back of Best.
Yeah. I wonder if Best will let him through. And these two get on pretty well.
Yeah, I hope to God they don't scrap.
Yeah, please don't scrap, boys.
I'm pretty sure they might not be communicating, because I swear down Best just sits
yeah, he
deaf.
just deafens himself.
Yeah.
But Vasilev has a bit of a run here. Or does he? It looked like he did for a minute. With no DRS though, it's going to just be hard. You might just be stuck behind you. But
Livingston's words are 3 seconds is cringe. That was between the sprint race and this race, obviously. Best gained a bit of time there at Luke Martin. Unless
Is
my
this
game's
guy
screwed
here
up.
too? Yourself off or commentate the race?
A bit of both. I'll be honest.
Hey, Monk, make a prediction, my friend. Any prediction?
Monk's making a prediction.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what it means when it says he's redeemed suggest prediction. I'm not a streamer.
Hydrate. There's a hydrate.
I'll
Do you
do
have
it,
anything to hydrate with? Okay, good.
Mate, I've got 5 litres of water next to us, don't worry.
Look at you.
Although I might have to go and take a toilet break midway through the race.
That's alright, I get it. All the water's getting to you, mate.
Right, okay, there's your hydrate done. I thought we were going to save them until their last race of the season, Tier 1, get Luke Martin on the tequilas. Now he's not allowed to drink on stream, is he?
No.
Boring.
Vasilev does have a good run here, though. He's going to be alongside Best as he head down the straight, and this could be the move done here for Vasilev. Drawing alongside, they're about wheel to wheel now as we head into turn 1. Come on, boys. Okay.
I am nervous.
I think Vasilev backed out of that one a little bit.
Is there a move going on behind? Yeah, Core 7 Nilsson scrapping on there. Also, Fox Johnson wants our predictions, apparently.
Oh, right, you want like... Okay, I thought you meant you wanted the vote ones with the bubbles, whatever they are. Yellow flag.
Shreds of Pirelli tyre, actually.
And an Alpha Tauri off the track.
It's Magnussen. So both of the Alpha Tauris being caught up in incidents now.
Okay, we need to predict something, right?
I think Luke Martin will actually win the race. Which isn't good, because I told him if he wins the race... Oh no. I told him if he won the race before this race started, if he wins, then I will send him a video of me doing a shoey in his honour.
I'm going to say... Duckett gets points.
I would also like to say I think we'll definitely see McLaren double podium. At least I hope
Great,
so.
now you've jinxed that. I was trying not to do anything about McLaren because I knew you would jinx it, you fucking idiot.
It's not jinxing, it's just...
No swearing!
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no swearing. Aye, Connor. I'll get Luke to tell you off.
No, please.
You might take away your massive wages that you've got for doing this.
I don't get any wages.
Vasilev might make a move. He's got a lot of speed on him.
And he looked quite
As he set a purple sector 3, and he is ahead. Vasilev's now.
Best down into P3 and Vasilev up to P2. Let's see what Vasilev can do now. He's got some free air. What am I doing watching this? Luke will spin soon. I thought that yellow flag was him then when I looked up, but it wasn't.
Rare Max Housley W. Iker's had a spin. The bottom 4 in this race have all had a spin, and Ducat's quite close to them, but that's because he's Ducat.
Duck's in P11. You can still get points. My prediction, I want him to get points.
He's only 7/10 off the back of Unfi as well.
He's got this. He's got this.
We're really rooting for you, Duck. Come on. Sort it out, mate.
No bias.
Why would we have bias to the Alfa Romeo TP?
Just said we're really rooting for him.
But yeah, because he just gets no points, bless him.
There's no need to violate him like that, mate.
It's not a violation, it's fact. I don't think Vasilev's really gaining on Luke since he's passed Best, but Best is losing time to Vasilev, so I'm not sure. That's confusing me.
Vasilev's gained a little bit.
A 10th, mate.
No, what was he? He was 2.5 when he's dropped Best.
It's 2.3 now.
Oh,
He's 2/10.
This overlay's a bit dodge.
Wait, what does the overlay say?
It said
Oh,
2.5 when he got past him, and then it went to 1.8, and now it's on 3.1.
Yeah, he has just set the fastest lap though.
He
So I
has,
don't know.
he has, so he is gaining.
Luke Martin is quaking. He's shaking in his boots.
Shaking, mate. We just kept our top trump in our back pocket, mate.
Oh, and Kingman's in the pits.
Oh.
Does he have damage? I'll have a look. But that does put Ducat into the points.
Come on, Duck.
He's going on the Inders.
Oh, it does look like Inter's now. Now he says it.
And Ducat spun.
No, no, no!
You can't write it.
This man's allergic to points, I swear. Ah, come on, Duck. I was rooting for you and everything.
I'm going to have a watch on Kingma to see how he's getting on
Oh,
the...
wow. Look how close Vasilev is to Luke.
Yeah, 1.8, mate. That's stunningly close.
I thought Luke binned it then.
Shame he didn't.
I think he had a big snap.
Right, I want
Come
to
on,
get.
Vasilev, take Luke down.
I'm gonna get the lap data up for Kingma. Well, actually, it's gonna be useless because he's box lap, and this doesn't update by sectors because I don't have an overlay.
Well, I can get fastest sectors up so that we can see if
Go for that, yeah.
if Kingman makes any fastest sectors. Magnussen also on the intermediates now as well. And with Vasilev fastly approaching Luke, Luke might want to mix up his strategy a little bit here. See if he can pull a few seconds out for the second stint in this race, because I do think it is intermediate tyres now.
Yeah. I wonder who's going to make the gamble first out of the front three anyways, but then again, I say front three. Best's now apparently about 3 seconds. Oh, of course,
I mean, look how close Vasilev is now to Luke.
Yeah, wow. Vasilev does seem to be the fastest man out there, so... Unless the Inters have something to say about that, because they could do. We don't know yet.
And we have to see any fastest sectors come in from now.
Yeah, King's about to start his first full lap on the Inters, so we'll see how that goes. And both of the Alpines have went into the pits now, so maybe they're in a radio and Kingma said that it feels quite good on the Inters.
Yep, could be, could be.
Could be a tactical masterclass from them, and I'm sure Van Doon will be absolutely over the moon with that.
I mean, they might as well take the risks down at the back.
Very true.
Magnussen actually though on the intermediate tyres is just off track.
Apparently he's 6/10s better off through the first sector than his personal best.
Oh wow.
Kingma on the Inters.
3-second penalty for Ducker as well. That's sad.
It wasn't a purple sector one, but it was only a 10th off of it.
Well, here comes the front two across the line once again. Both of them staying out, but Vasilev's got a great run on Luke Martin here, and he might make the move now into turn one. He's pulling alongside, and he's ahead going down the straight. Vasilev up into the lead of this race as we head into turn one. Luke Martin can't defend it, but he goes off track. Vasilev's off track, and that might invite Luke Martin back down the inside, and it does. And they swap back positions. Vasilev down into P2 once again, but still right under the rear wing of the Mercedes.
I think Luke's had a bit of a moment going into the straight as well.
Yes, he has. Ooh, this is going to be close going down into turn, whatever this is. Down the inside for Vasilev. He's going to struggle for traction now on the exit here, as Luke's going to have the dry line, and it's going to allow him to get back ahead again.
Wow, so, I mean, I don't think he set any purple sectors there, but Kingma has went a second faster than his personal best on the Inters.
Still no fastest lap for him though.
What lap time even was? I'm going to have a look.
31.5 I think it was.
Something like that. I'll make sure. Never mind, I won't, because the race director doesn't want to open itself. There we go.
Oof, big snap for Luke in the Mercedes. Heading into turn 13. Might leave him a little bit vulnerable now as we head into the final two corners.
What's the fastest lap?
I think it was a 31.5, but I'm not too sure.
He's got a 32.8 from that. Oh dear. I've got bad news.
What?
I am stuck in the race director. They won't let us leave.
Try tabbing out and tabbing in again. But here goes Vasilev down the straight once again. He's going to be pulling alongside. Luke's giving him the big old squeeze into the pit wall, but he's already going to be a car's length ahead into the braking zone. Vasilev taking the lead of this race away from Luke Martin in the Mercedes, and he keeps it on track this time, keeping it within the white lines and into the lead of the race. And after missing out on the first two races this season, he finds himself leading his first race of the season, and looks pretty fast out there at the moment, you have to say, in these conditions, as Magnussen now picks up another 3-second time penalty, putting him on 6 seconds of time penalties now.
I think I am going to have to actually alt F4 my game.
Oh.
Great.
More POV when it's close at the front? Sure.
Unfi just set the fastest lap on Inters.
Oh, he has. Yes, he has. Unfi now setting the fastest lap. Maybe that's a sign for these front guys to come in now. But we've got to...
Alex Harris saying good riddance because I've left the lobby. Very funny. Really mature for your 29 years of age.
Well, let's see what the McLarens decide to do here, with them both being up at the front. Maybe one of them will take the risk to go on the Inters. It does look like they'll come out in clear air behind the AlphaTauri of Hannestad. There's a good 19-second gap there between Hannestad and Kingma. So let's see. What will Vasilev do? Is he going to come into the pits? No, Vasilev's going to stay out. Luke Martin's going to stay out. I think Kelsey Best is staying out as well. Yes, he is. What's the Williams of Nilsson going to do? He's staying out, but the Alfa Romeo, the Haas, and Ice Cream in the Red Bull are all going to come into the pits, as well as the Ferrari of Cassie and the AlphaTauri of Hannestad. So it's going to just be the front four stuck out there on the wets now.
Alright, okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I just pressed join session as a driver. Oh lord.
Oh.
It's fine, it'll just make a spectator anyways, won't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, man.
Thank God. Wait, Martin's got a 3-second time pen.
Oh, he has. Sorry. Did not notice that. So at the moment, that would put him... Yeah, to put him P3, but Nilsson's not far off. So he's got to keep that in mind. I think these wets are really struggling now. You can tell from the way these guys are driving, they're not using all the track. As Magnussen sets a 31.0, which I think was about 5 tenths faster than the current fastest lap set by the wet tyres, which was Vasilev in the lead at the moment. He has actually dropped Luke Martin by over a second, that.
Yeah, Vasilev comes in. If he doesn't come in now, he's going to suffer, and everyone behind him.
Yeah, but this is going to be tough here for Best. With him being so close behind,
True.
he might just pull off a double stop, but...
I think the...
Oh, he's staying out. Vasilev's staying out. Maybe Best is going to go in, surely.
Martin isn't. Best is.
Best is going in. Martin's staying out, and so is Nilsson.
He didn't get a 5-second time pen, thank God. I think this could possibly give Best the undercut.
It could.
And
It very well could.
Contention for winning.
It does look like we might have some dry running towards the end of this race. Now that the weather has updated.
That's just great. You just gotta love Tier 3.
I mean, has it stopped raining? No, it hasn't. It's still spitting ever so slightly.
It's not raining very much though, that's for
No.
sure.
But Best comes out in P4, well ahead of Kosev.
That's good news for him. He's got a lot of clean air.
Yeah, and obviously the intermediates don't need much warming up either because they're made to work at these cold temperatures.
Cheers, Connor.
You're welcome. So, pardon?
Good analysis from you as always.
You're welcome. You're welcome, mate. You want to try doing some commentating sometime?
Very fun. I'm just here for the crack, mate.
Luke is waiting to go straight to dries, and that is interesting.
That's bold.
That is bold. I wonder if Vasilev and Nilsson are thinking about doing the same.
He spun. Luke Martin spun.
Oh, he has?
So much for waiting for your dries, mate.
Oh, wow. That is...
Oh, you just love that.
Luke Martin. Oh, he's had an oopsie.
Can you check tyre temps?
No, I can't.
Ah. Actually, from his steering wheel, it looks like his rears are about 85 degrees, which for the wet tyres, I don't think is ideal.
No, he's coming into the pits. And so is Nilsson.
Yeah,
So it's only Vasilev now left out there.
Why? Why is he doing this?
I don't know. But, Pavic clear.
Best, I'm pretty sure Best has gained about 4 seconds there.
So Best should come out ahead of Martin, considering he's only a second behind before the stop.
I think that might just be 4 seconds on Luke Martin, actually. I could be being a fool. But he's ahead of Luke Martin.
Order has been restored!
Yep. Lovely.
L. Martin really taking the L. Very true.
Common. Expect nothing less. Do you know the pit, how long the pit lane takes here?
It was just up on screen, but I didn't check.
Oh dear. Because Vasilev does have 28.5 seconds to best, so if he goes in now, I think he should be fine. But whether he will or not is a different story.
I do think it will get dry, according to the weather on here.
Luke Martin's put up with a bit of traffic.
It says 30 minutes from now, and I don't think there's 30 minutes left in this race. So,
Doubt it.
and it's only a 16% chance then. So I think if I was Vasilev, I'd come in for the Inters now. But he might make a risk. He might.
He's gone in. He's gone in.
He's in.
Yeah, he's in. Well, let's see if he's going to come out ahead of Best. I think he should do, but you never know.
I think he is. Best coming around the final corner now. And Vasilev is going to be disabling that pit limiter any second now.
Yeah, he's definitely going to
Yeah,
ahead
he's
there.
clear. That was a
And all
good stint there from Vasilev.
Order of the McLaren 1-2. It's been
Don't
restored.
shut up. Just shut up.
To be fair though, they have looked really consistent.
They have. They've been very good around here.
Worried
But-
about one of them whilst watching their driving, especially Vasilev. He's looked really, really solid.
But Kosev also not too far behind, and then he's bringing up a big train of Nilsson, Masic, Ice Cream, and Martin, who's actually down in P7 now. That is a big hit.
And he does still have a penalty as well.
Yeah, but a lot of guys in the midfield are currently carrying penalties. And Kosev also up there at the front carrying penalties. So at the moment, it would be 3 McLaren drivers on the podium.
What can I say?
Can we just have 3 cars?
We produce the best. Truly.
Apart from, yeah. Why did you give Williams our reserve? They're actually going to get points.
What, mate? What was I going to say?
It was
No.
Nilsson or Pavic.
Yeah, exactly. Pavic texted me to replace himself.
What did Luke do? He had an oopsie.
He had a spin. What more do you expect? Come on, Alex. You should be well acquainted with this by now.
That's your team principal right there, mate.
Not my team principal. 'Cause mine doesn't even race.
Exactly. That's why you know I'm so good.
Doesn't have to race. Everyone just knows he's
I dropped you in those 5 lappers, mate.
Maybe in one of them, in Saudi.
Because that's absolute AIDS to do. What's it? No line around.
No, that's one.
30.0 for Kosev, who's now set the fastest lap. So he could be
And
bringing those guys up to the front. Well, at least the
He
best.
he has gained half a second on best since I last checked.
Yeah.
Winston does keep on getting the fastest lap every now and then though, so he does definitely have the pace. And then Magnussen seems to keep taking it off of him. It's just a continuous cycle. I wonder if Vasilev might actually set a purple lap, seeing as he does, have some.
I don't think you really need to at this point, because I think you just need
But
to
like-
stay consistent. I think the track's going to come round to these guys towards the end.
I'm only saying that because he has been, well, on the wets anyways, even though I know Livingston's definitely running a higher wing setup, I'm pretty sure Vasilev was still getting purple laps compared to him.
Yeah.
So, I just
Let's
wonder
have a
what he
look
can...
at fastest sectors at the moment. Kosev currently holding the fastest sector 1, Magnussen holding the fastest sector 2, and Livingston with the fastest sector 3. So it's a bit of a mix at the moment on here who's going fastest, but it looks like Livingston and Magnussen actually both going pretty fast down at the back. And Duck's a bit far from points. I'm sorry if you're gonna. I know for a fact Duck's gonna just like messaging me after this.
There it is.
There it is. Vasilev is setting
I'm
the
pretty
fastest lap, and he's
That's by quite a bit as well.
yeah. And look at the gap he's got to his teammate now.
I'm going to have a look at the fastest laps. If it lets us.
Now it's updated. Vasilev's just taken the fastest sector 1 and fastest sector 3, which I
Yeah,
think is what he did in quali as well.
That fastest lap was 4/10 quicker than Magnussen's fastest lap previously, and he's just went purple sector 1 again.
Vasilev tier 2.
Yeah, he can come replace me if he wants. To be fair, he'd probably do a better job around Portimão than I can. Oh, Heike's actually just got the fastest lap. By
Oh,
11 thousandths of a second.
Is he coming fresh into today? Oh
No,
no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
it's probably just a good lap.
Yep.
Respectable.
It's pretty close here at the moment. From all the way from P3 to
Down one.
P6. As here comes Ice Cream now up the inside of Noah
Ooh.
Masic. A
Gets a
very,
3
very risky move to make on that corner, but he's going to try and hold it. He's holding it round the outside.
Masic
He's pushing him right up to the limits of the track. Masic's going to find the inside line, but no, Ice Cream's holding the inside. The inside for the next corner. And they're going to be wheel to wheel once again. These two absolutely joint at the hip at the moment. A bit of a better exit though for Masic. Might keep them covered as we head down the pit straight. And I think it has.
there from Vasilev. He's took the fastest lap by 6/10. He's rubbing it in.
I think the track's definitely drying up now though.
Gotta be. I saw
Come
Ice
on
Cream
in.
got a second time penalty there when he went for that move and made contact with Masic.
Yes,
So I
yeah, he did.
I don't know if that was his first penalty or not, though. Have a look. It wasn't.
Here's another nice close fight here going on between Nilsson and Kosev. Nilsson not needing to make the move, but to make himself feel a bit more comfortable maybe to Masic behind. He might want to get past and put a car between them both. But he doesn't want to overstep the limits. He doesn't want to pick up a 3-second time penalty, which will then maybe drop him behind Masic and also make him fight for position with Kosev. But Kosev does seem to still be gaining bit by bit on best ahead. Can you confirm that?
Well, sorry, Kosev's gaining on best.
Yeah, is he or not?
It's been a bit.
Up
He's
and down.
gained time, and then he's lost time, and then he's gained time. It's going back and forth. But I think Ice Cream's just made the move on Masic, where
Yes,
he
he
tried
has.
it last lap. But he's
Yeah.
made it stick this time, and Masic has lost almost a second to him already.
And that's going to like Luke Martin going up the inside here at turn 13, trying to find the space, but Masic holding it very nicely around the outside. Luke Martin's going to have to settle back into 7th place, but he's got to make up 3 seconds on Masic even if he does get past him, as Vaslev's hitting the fastest lap once again up at the front of the field.
He's mocking everyone else on the field.
I mean, he's flying out there today.
This is what he does. Why did he have to miss the first 2 races? You know what I mean?
Well, it's good to have him back as Kosev gets a bit of a snap of oversteer coming through turn 2. It might leave him a bit vulnerable here to Nilsson as we head up the hill onto the straight, but contact's made between the two. Williams hitting the back of the Alfa Romeo. Kosev just seems to be all over the place at the moment.
He's
He's
not
seen his back end stepping out all over the place like a ballerina dancer, mate.
Hiker got the fastest lap there again, 28.4.
28.4.
So Hiker, who is at the back in clean air, to be fair, but just needs to be him and Vasilev faster than everyone else out there right now. Kosev's still all over the place through sector 2, especially going up the hill.
Oh, and here comes Ice Cream. Got past Matic, now he's looking to get past Nilsson in the Williams. He's got like 6-second penalty, he's going to be slowing him down once he crosses the line. And he's trying to find a space into turn 13, but he's going to think better of it and try and set up a move. He's definitely got the pace over these guys at the moment. Maybe...
Sort of purple sector 2 and then bottled it by running wide at the end of the sector.
Who did?
Luke Martin.
Ah.
I said bottled it, who else? Do you reckon it's going to be dry enough for DRS to be enabled? Because this would get pretty close. Magnussen's just picked up his 15-second worth of penalties.
Wow.
That's not great.
He's got to be nearing disqualification, surely.
Well, I don't know, because Kissel in a practice race somehow got 42 seconds without being disqualified. So, who knows? Oh, there's contact again between Nilsson and Kosev. He's right on the back of them at the entry of corners, and then as soon as they exit the corner, Kosev just gains on him.
Kosev seems to just be all over the place, and
Hiker
sometimes...
spun despite setting fastest laps.
Oh, is this what he does? This is what he does, Mick Williams, is it?
Yeah, this is what he does, yeah. I think Kissel might be laughing at the fact that I mentioned how he managed to rack up 42 seconds. It was quite. He also had a drive-through as well, so it's quite amazing.
Oh,
that
this could be a nice little move here from Ice Cream going down the inside at turn 13. Side by
Nilsson.
side once again with Nilsson. Nilsson's got some great racecraft here, trying to hold it around the outside and then down the inside once again. You can't imagine the understeer that you get on these tyres. Best picking up 3-second time penalty. That is pretty massive, as Nilsson does keep the position, but forces Ice Cream to go very slowly on exit, which is going to cost some time to Kosev ahead. It doesn't look like Ice Cream's going to have another opportunity going into turn 1 here. So
what Nilsson isn't going to have.
you landed out Nilsson here. Could actually rob us of a P1-2.
Balls. Oh no.
What have you done? Right, I command Nilsson to get a 3-second chicken. That's how it goes sometimes. It's how the cookie crumbles.
Nah, I think you should just keep it as
Oh, a move from Hannesan, I think that was, down the inside of Kingma. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is Hansstad going down the inside of Kingma. But with the better traction, Kingma does get back ahead again as we head up the hill.
Ice Cream seems right on the back of Nilsson going into a corner where he can overtake. He's going for it up the inside. Oh, that's close. I think Nilsson's going to hold it though through the inside here.
I think he is, but it might be a nice little drive coming from Ice Cream up the hill. He did this last lap, and he almost made the move stick.
He's not going to do it.
Oh, he's going to try and find a way around the outside, maybe.
That was sketchy.
That was sketchy. But Nilsson definitely seems to be struggling to keep Ice Cream behind. But Ice Cream's still got that 6 seconds of penalty, so he's trying to make as much time as he can.
Vasilev's fastest lap by 7/10.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's about 7/10 anyways.
He's flying. I don't understand where. I mean, I'm not saying he's a slow driver, but in the sprint race, in the dry and stuff, he wasn't, you know, this much faster than everyone.
He's the only man to get into the 127s at the minute, and he's not just got into the 127s. He's got 127.7. He's 3/10 into them.
Wow.
Not many other people are touching him at the minute.
And what's the difference? What's the gap between Best and Nilsson at the moment?
Best and Nilsson, the gap is currently about 4.7.
Okay, so at the moment Best is still safe in P2, but if Nilsson can find some more pace, which I think he's struggling for at the moment, with the pressure from Ice Cream behind, it will be okay for Best, but Ice Cream and Kosev are going to fall down maybe behind Nilsson and Masic. If they're not
Ice Cream might go for a move up the inside here if he's close enough, because the gap's only about a 1/10.5.
He is going for the move up the inside. You predicted that one, and he's going to be ahead going into the corner, but on the exit it's going to be Nilsson ahead once again. Yeah, he nearly was, but I don't think Nilsson. You can't really predict that. And Luke Martin goes very wide and nearly collides back with Noah Masic.
3 seconds for Luke Martin as well. 6 seconds worth of penalties for him.
Yeah, and he's looking down the inside now of Noah Masic.
As Vasilev sets a 27.2. The man's on another level.
Martin's going side by side for the final corner. There's lots of contact. Luke Martin's been spun out. Luke Martin has spun out. Once leading this race, looks like he's going to be out of the points now.
That was deserved.
That was deserved.
He was sticking his nose right up in places where it should not have been, and he knows it. He'll still be mad about it though.
Yeah.
Trust him.
But that is another L. Martin moment. Masic did give him space. There was space there. It's just a risky move to make, and he knew that.
He shouldn't have done that.
He wanted to take the risk.
Wait, I didn't realise Magnussen's went on to the mediums. He's 26 seconds off the back of P14, now 27.5. So, it's not paying.
I suppose he's getting info for his teammate.
And yeah, he's nearly spun round.
Oh,
and he
has spun round. Some Sebastian Vettel Turkey stuff.
And he's retired on track.
Oh dear.
Rather than just go to the pit lane, and he might. Okay, he hasn't gotten in the way or anything. Thank God, but.
Oh, there's a Red Bull. I just saw it in the background. Ice Cream spun out.
Oh dear.
I'm not sure if that was contact. He's rejoining the track very unsafely. Wow. He nearly took out. It was at Hannestad, and now he's side by side with Cassie in the Ferrari into turn 13, trying to find his way around the outside. We're not getting a very good camera angle of this. But here they go into 14 now. But that was a very unsafe rejoin from Ice Cream.
King picked up a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting, as he gained a place apparently, but I don't think he gained a place on anyone but Ice Cream.
No, not too sure. I think it's because I know what that was for. We saw it on stream. He went off to avoid Ice Cream's rejoin and
so
gain the position.
So
yeah, I think that will get removed.
Okay.
But wow, that was a lot of stuff happening in a few moments. We saw Luke Martin spin out. We saw Magnussen retire, and then in the background of that shot, we saw the Red Bull spin out and then have an unsafe rejoin. And that was all.
That was not the safest of rejoins, that's for sure. Almost reminds us a little bit of a certain Mr. Lergestam in Bahrain.
You had to go there, didn't you, mate?
I'm only saying it because I know that Potts is in the chat frothing out the mouth. Because he thinks about Lergestam, just deciding to, spin the car back round into Potts's.
Ice Cream's lost the back end. He's in a barrier of some form, the polystyrene barrier, or the advertisement, whatever it is, I don't know. But He's kept it on track, and I don't think there's any damage on his car. As Vasilev sets a 26.6 now.
That's the closest person to him lap time wise is Kosev with a 27.6. So you're talking a second per lap difference.
Yeah.
Actually, no, never mind. As best, Nilsson's actually just said a 27.2. They're all in at the 27s now.
Oh, Kosev has 6 seconds. I've only just realised.
That's not great for him.
No, it's not, because I think
It's
that's
yellow
going to put
flag.
him...
Martin's in the gravel.
Oh no, Luke.
Ah. Great job. Love it. Yeah, Livingston's the only
Can we
one.
just say, right, the last 2 races, Luke has been at the back all race, and then he's just flew up to the front at the last second. This race, it's the other way around. He's gone to the front at the start, and now he's at the back.
There's still time. There's still time for a safety car to just, you know.
There is.
Ah, it better not. Who's making moves these days? It's not many people that close anymore. It's all about.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I think like Kingmer and Hannestad might be. Oh no, it might be. Who's that? Unfi and Masic might be the closest to at the moment. Oh, there's a bit of stuff going on.
Kingman's just picked up another 3 seconds.
Oh, he has.
He's nearly lost it as well. Christ. As Vasilev sets another fastest lap.
Yeah.
Anyone surprised? Because I'm
Show
not.
us Nilsson versus Kosev. They're not really
Yeah,
close,
but
are they?
they're not really battling, because I think every time Nilsson's close because of the penalties, he's just sort of sticking behind.
Yeah.
Although, if he got past and he has the pace, he could catch best and possibly get P2 instead of P3, but... It is looking like it's going to be 3 McLaren drivers on the podium.
Shut up.
It is.
No, just stop.
I'm not wrong.
Just stop. Just stop. Just stop.
You're the one making it a bad situation by saying
Just stop, okay? I've commentated for 6 seasons, and every time I say something, it gets flipped on its head, okay? I'm not...
It's the opposite of the Midas touch.
Just keep waffling, Swan, jinx it, says Monk.
Shut up, Monk. You know how you did in Portimão, mate? Crashing intentionally into other cars. That'll be a lovely little penalty for you.
Drunky monkey.
Surely.
Let's have a look at Cassie and Livingston. Seem to be... I don't know very close, never mind.
I think
No
Livingston's
one's very close at the moment.
Livingston's gaining on Kingma quite a bit, though.
Yeah, actually he is.
Maybe I'll watch that. Oh,
That's
there's Vasu.
26-3 again.
More fastest laps.
Yeah.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
What's the gap between Nilsson and Best now?
What was the yellow flag? That's an Aston Martin, never mind. It's nothing. Oh, Nilsson's actually going for the move.
Oh, is he?
Yep. Hey, I think he's going to make it stick. He's going up the inside into turn 1. There could be contact. There's not. He's backed out, I think.
He's backed out of it, I think. Oh, he's...
That's lost him a lot of time to Best, though. The gap between him and Best is now about 5.5 seconds. There's a yellow flag, sector 1, as Unfi spun round.
It's
and
Luke
Livingston...
Martin, isn't it? Luke... Oh no, sorry, no, another blue. Martin's further back.
Livingston's just gained himself another 3 seconds of time penalty. It's not a great race for him, and I think that's going to cost him P8, and he's going to finish P9. Well, he would do at this point. Another yellow flag for Ducat, I believe that is. Yep. Oh dear. So how's your prediction going there, mate? Connor?
This is why I don't make predictions on my own drivers, because...
Yeah, well I made predictions on my own drivers. So... Can I even call them my drivers? I'm not a TP, am I?
They are your drivers. We're all a family here at McLaren. We just don't like outcasts like Max Housley.
Yeah, definitely not. We despise him. Is Heike retiring in the pits there, or is he making a gamble on the slicks? I think he's one on the softs.
Is he on softs?
I think so. Yes he is.
Oh, he's come out. Oh, please, 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 please. He nearly just shafted Best over. I thought that was
Lord.
Bosh, says Rory Bates. Oh yeah, the slicks aren't it.
Yeah. Bosh.
Look at how he's massacred your team, Rory.
You know fine well if Rory Bates was racing, yeah, he'd definitely be in the points.
Yeah, he would.
The master.
Connor lives in an NPC place and Swan lives off benefits.
That's exactly why we don't like outcasts like that little man.
Oh, Kosev getting caught up in this as well. Oh no.
Oh, Nilsson. Wow, Nilsson's really getting on him because of this as well. Oh, Nilsson's made contact.
I think they're through. Hiker's a bit of a mobile chicane right now.
Yeah, I don't think the softs were the right call. Put it
No.
that way.
I don't. And he's not even got like a teammate to give feedback to here today. So
Maybe he
can't.
just fancied a gamble.
Yeah. Hiker blue flags. Oh, he's got a Haas of Manoa Masic coming up behind him. And he's spawned in front of him. Oh my god.
Wow. By the way, Vasilev with another fastest lap.
Wow, look at the gap between Best and Fengi now as well because of that. Because of him being held up.
6.3 seconds. Ooh, Kosev's ran wide. Nilsson's getting invited onto the inside there.
It's like Kosev might be running lower wings maybe because he's got.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Nilsson's got the speed for it in a straight line.
No. Was that with battery as well?
I don't think he was deploying. I could be wrong though. Just don't take my word for it.
Aston Martin is the worst team to touch Amethyst Racing after Rory left.
Ah, come on. Alpine's pretty cursed. Maybe not now as much. But Alpine
To be fair, you got to think Alpine had a horrible sprint race. They were down at the back, but they've clawed back a few points in this race.
yeah, mate. Are you going to look at what's just happened in Sector 1?
Alright.
I think he's just blocked Luke Martin as well. Not the rejoins. Oh, as Vasilev sets another purple Sector 2. It's almost like the man's on fire this race.
So the only thing we didn't get this weekend was pole position, right? And led every lap, I suppose, because Luke led some.
Yeah.
Ah, well, it's a 1-2.
There's another lap.
It was a 1-2 in the sprint, so hopefully we'll make it a 1-2 in the race.
I've got hope.
Same. But that's when you get bit in the arse.
Don't say that, Connor. You're the one jinxing it now.
Here we go. Nilsson has the run once again on Kosev, but is it going to be enough? He is using battery this time around, but so is Kosev. They seem to be going about the same speed right now as they head into turn 1.
He's made it stick.
The track all of a sudden looks a lot drier though. Do you not think?
Nah, not really.
I
I don't know.
it looks a lot
To be
more
fair,
matte.
I've seen it where everyone is everyone sees like a different screen half the time. So, although I just looked at the stream, it looks the same as mine. But no, I think it stayed pretty much the same.
But that is Nilsson through finally on Kosev. And
So it's nearly
look at all the penalties, man. That's a lot of penalties.
It's been a disaster for some.
I think there'll be a bit of a switch up once everyone crosses the line. But there is people coming into pit, so maybe they think what I think. Or is it? No. Why?
I don't know if there's
Why?
going to be that much of a switch up.
Duck's just coming for more inters.
What? He couldn't have been using them that badly.
It is dry. It's definitely drier. Shut up.
It is. It is. It does look drier. Yeah, I'll admit it does now.
But I don't think it warrants a tyre change, to be honest.
Probably not with 3 laps remaining.
Not when you go back onto inters.
Yeah, true. What is Duck doing?
He's overtaking it. I suppose that's because the inters are cold at the moment. Oh, they're up to temperature. Duck, you are a poor soul. I actually was rooting for you today and everything.
Alex Harris said this is the tier 2 performance and that pot's got moved up. Mate, who did you sign halfway through last season for a similar reason? Yeah, go on, tell us. Exactly.
If Vasilev goes to T2, the league is made of frauds. Exactly. Vasilev wasn't. This is not a dig at him, but he wasn't necessarily amazingly fast in quality or the sprint.
He's never also exactly been in this situation in a race where he's been leading by this much.
Yeah.
What I am worried about though is the track looks complete. This reminds me of Imola tier 2. The track looks bone dry.
It is bone dry now. There's actually heat rays coming off it down the pitch straight.
Oh,
Don't know how that makes sense, but sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Oh, there's a spin. It's never mind, Tiger, and he's DNF'd.
Oh.
He was on the.
Oh, and there's another yellow flag. Is it going to be?
It's Duggar in the pits again.
Yeah, he must.
He is.
Yeah. He's probably going to retire, if anything.
True. Even though he's on Inters though.
There's the Aston in the barrier there. What does
Vasilev's
Rory
still.
Bates think of that?
What? Ducker is. Nope, it's not a retire. He's sticking the softs on.
Fair enough. This is the only bad thing is Vasilev is
Why
going to
did
lose
he-
his fastest lap.
Ooh, Nilsson's just got fastest lap.
Oh. What's the gap between him and Best now?
7.8.
Ah. Purple sector 2 for Hannestad here as well.
Is he on? Who's on dries? Well, slicks. The
Hannestad,
RS
Humphrey, Martin and Duck.
Okay, so the bottom 4.
But they're 23 seconds off there. More than that,
Yeah, well,
I think.
DRS has now been enabled, and there's only about 2.5 laps for Vasilev now to complete. I don't think that any of the slick runners are going to stop him from being in the lead today. And Ducker's just got another 3 seconds. It will be interesting to see, though, if the Inters are going to fall off so much that, like, maybe even Hannestad might be... Oh, actually, did Cassie and Ice Creams have a battle there?
I think they did.
Unfi with the fastest lap on the medium tyres. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would be battling with Inters on a dry track, but you know.
Yeah.
Especially when he doesn't really have to risk anything because Cassie's got no time penalties. And
Yeah.
everyone else has at least 6 seconds.
Yeah, he could find himself maybe P5 if he's lucky. It depends how much he can get his foot down these last few laps.
I think Kingma's getting that 5 seconds removed though.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
So Kingman only has 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine
Yeah.
so. And the gap is about, I don't know, 12 seconds maybe between him and Cassie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Cassie without the penalties. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Livingston.
Nilsson's lost time to Best now. So. Also, can I just mention that Kosev went from battling Nilsson to now being 6 seconds behind him? What went wrong?
I just think Nilsson had that much advantage over him, but I just think that he couldn't really utilise it because of the wet.
Very true. Should be looking for maybe a few more moves, anyways, because there is DRS now,
Yeah.
especially on the straight.
I also think that I do think that because look at like Best and Vasilev on the first few laps, and look at the pace Vasilev's had over Best this race.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it took him a few laps to get past him. But no, once he was past, he was gone.
Maybe if Nilsson, I'm pretty sure he got caught up right on lap 1, turn 1, in a little bit of a tussle into turn 1.
Yeah.
Maybe if he didn't get caught up in that, he could have been up there.
Yeah, I think from what I remember, wasn't he? No, he wasn't one of the ones that went 3 wide. I don't think.
I think he got pushed a little bit by Martin. I think.
Yeah.
But Luke Martin's actually a 10th by 9th. He's making the move now. They're neck and neck going up the hill. I think Luke's made that move stick. He is on the softer compound.
Finally got some good racing.
Making a bit of
Up the inside.
drive.
Goes on feet. Luke's
switch
trying to
back.
find a switch back here as we head into turn 14. He's going to hold it round the outside. Maybe a little bit of contact being made on the inside there. And looks like the Alpine of Humphrey is going to get back ahead. But Luke Martin's looking for the better drive now as he heads through the final corner. Not going to find a way down the inside.
He's got to be getting out on the softs. He's got to have a better drive. There's
Let's
also a
see what he
10th
can do.
cast ice cream. Ice cream's re-overtook.
We're on the now lap again, everybody. But Luke Martin's going to try and knock for the outside line. He's left no space on the inside.
He's not happy with Unfi's antics in Sector 3, is he? You know fine well that Luke Martin's holding that grudge because it's what he does. Although you have just missed Vasilev crossing the line to win and Best
sorry.
crossing the line to make it a McLaren 1-2. And then Nilsson-
Vasilev is a race winner here at Amethyst Racing for the first time.
Nilsson makes it a 3-driver McLaren, 3 McLaren driver podium.
And Kelsey Best taking the runners-up spot here in the main event after winning the sprint race, but just didn't have the edge over his teammate here in the wet conditions. Nilsson drove amazingly for the Williams reserve today and finishes it up on the podium ahead of Kosev, who's also had a very, very good race. Kept a
Where's
very
Cassie
consistent.
Only P8 actually.
And Masic rounded out the front five, keeping his Haas very consistent as well at the front. And Klingma in the Alpine sticking at P6 and also should get that 5 seconds removed. So will that give him any position?
I don't think it'll make a difference because he's just, as I was about to say, when he crossed the lane, he got a 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty. So
Okay.
I'd imagine he didn't serve a drive-through or something.
We'll have to have a look, but yeah, the two Ferraris ran out P7 and P8 in the end. Probably not what Livingston wanted after the sprint race. But Ice Cream also in P9 getting points, as well as Hannestad in the sister team. The only one on the slick tyres at the end to score a point. And Luke Martin just outside the points in P11.
And we've got Monk. We've got Monk thinking he's a smart man, saying that unserved pen is a 5 second. I'm talking about. No, it isn't, because he got a 5 second for corner cutting about 10 laps ago, mate. And that's the one we're talking about getting removed. So
he got two.
Good job, Monk. Glad you're watching.
The first 5 didn't show up on the overlay, so that's what he means. The first 5 seconds didn't show up on the overlay. It only said 6 seconds the entire race.
It said 11 seconds. It said 11 seconds for me.
What, the entire race until the last lap?
Yeah. It said 11 seconds.
Yeah,
and then
that's what it's meant to say on the overlay, but it didn't. But anyway, there is your podium. The two McLarens, 1 and 2. That's what you love to see. I said that to them in the voice chat before we even came onto the race. I said I want to see a 1-2 from you boys.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
no disrespect to them, I didn't actually expect that to happen.
No, neither did I. That's why I said it.
I mean, they both showed good pace. Vasilev definitely more so, because those fastest laps he was putting in the gap he built the best was something else. But lovely little McLaren 1-2 in both sessions. You love that. By both sessions, I do mean both races.
I'm just getting the screenshots.
Monk's not getting backed up in the chat. Strange. Wonder why. Yeah. So for some reason, your game says that Kingma got 11 seconds. Right, and then mine said 16.
I'll have to look into it afterwards.
I think we might have to be interviewing some people now.
Yeah, I'm just getting screenshots that I can. Alrighty.
Who have we got in the audience? Right, surely Best and Vasilev need to get in here.
Yes, they do. Alright.
I'm tempted to go. Actually, you know what, Connor? Can you get us back up on the stage if I go and tell them off in Team Reader for not being here? Because they need to be in here now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Let's get the first two up here, of course. The boys. The ones who delivered.
Hello.
Hello. I mean, what a race. You both absolutely put in the effort there. And I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I guess we'll start from quali. And it was a good showing from both of you. I think you were both on provisional pole at certain times during the qualifying session. But in the end, Livingston beating you both to it, but still a 2 and a 3 start for the sprint race was a good way to start. Do you want to talk anything about your quali? I guess we'll start with you, Vasilev.
Yeah, as I lost, I think 2/10 in the third sector. I almost spun, but it felt a good lap. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, fair enough. And Kelsey, do you have anything you want to say on quali?
It was okay. As I spent quite a bit of time. I didn't really practice at all in the wet, and I saw it was going to be wet, so I was trying to figure out a setup that would work throughout. And yeah, it wasn't it meant I wasn't quite as good in qualifying as maybe could have been, but I just mainly want to start near the front, just try to stay out of trouble. And the setup I had worked well for the sprint race. But then yeah, not so great for the race.
Yeah, and I mean, it was still it's still you turned it around in the sprint race, and well, we can talk a bit about the Battle of Livingston and also Kosev behind you, Vasilev, applying the pressure. Do you want to talk us through that? Was there any communication going on between you two, or was it still silent in the chat?
It was silent. I think Best feels that I was faster than him, so he let me. I think, and I'm thankful for that. I was feeling quite fast on wet, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Nathan,
Yeah,
you
in
want to?
in the sprint race, we had a good battle going there with all three of us, and yeah, I raced with my headset deafened and everything, so didn't have a chance to coordinate it all, but we did a pretty good job of team driving there. I think it was big for Vasilev to get in front pretty early on, and then we could kind of dictate. I think we both had a bit more top end speed for the straightaway. And yeah, it worked well. And then yeah, in the race, I realized quite quickly I didn't quite have the pace with those guys up front, and just yeah, let Vasilev go, and was hoping maybe it will come back to me if the rain stopped, but it kept raining all the way till the end. So
Yeah, and I mean, it was. Did you let Vasilev through then in the end? Once in the wet conditions.
yeah, I think it was 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I realized I was holding them up quite a bit, and there was a gap behind, so I figured I'd just let him go and see if he could catch Martin up front.
It might not have been at the pace that you wanted to with the wet weather, but you still can't be too upset with P2.
No, not at all. Not upset. I know I'm not as strong in the wet, uh, and especially on a track like this, my arms hurt because I was just all over the place. But it was fun.
Yeah, and I mean, still winning the sprint race. You won last race, of course, so it's technically 3 McLaren wins in a row, but we won't reveal in too much. But Vasilev, also your first race this season after your little break from the first 2, and you've come back on. You've destroyed the competition, let's say, for the first race back.
Yeah.
So really good stuff there, mate. And as a
And his
total, I
first
think,
league win,
yeah, his
so he should be cracking beers.
Yeah, of
Son,
course.
do you want to do that shoey for him?
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe. We'll think about it.
Well, either
Go
way,
5.
I think you've scored every possible point other than the fastest lap points, from what I can tell. So 58 in total, which is a big haul from one race. So really well done, guys. And yeah, I guess thank you as a team principal for absolutely dominating that race.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, mate. All right, I'll speak to you boys
Cheers.
in a bit.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Alrighty, let's get our other driver, but
The other McLaren driver.
yeah,
You know,
who reserved for the Williams team today.
it is a shame we can't get 3 cars for one team.
Yo.
Wow, I mean, thank you for not stealing that away from us. I mean, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but either way, it's nice to have 3 of our drivers up on the podium.
Did you have to wait until you had another team to get your podium? You couldn't have done it in the 2 races.
No, but really well driven. I mean, once you got past Kosev in those final stages, you really put your foot down and flew away. So it was going really well for you in those final few laps, I think. But we'll head to your quality, because I mean, you've basically been up there all weekend from what I remember. I mean, it was P7 in quality, but I remember it was the sprint race where you got a really good start, right? And you moved up into the top 5, I think, pretty quickly, from what I remember. Yeah.
I think I got into P4 at the end.
Yeah, in the end of the sprint race, you finished P4. And then we were saying this before, just as the race ended. I think you got caught up in a bit of contact between turn 1 and turn 4 somewhere at the start of the race.
Like the main race? you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think I got the door closed by Vasilev into turn 1. But it wasn't enough for me to report anything. It wasn't too big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's
yeah,
for sure.
it was a little optimistic.
But you know,
But
it was a great race, and you were probably the only people to watch during the final few stages of the race because it kind of all spread out. And we saw some really good car control from you and just playing it patient at times behind Kosev because I think you were thinking about the penalties more than anything, weren't you?
yeah, yeah,
But you definitely showed that you had the pace and really good car control as well.
yeah. Cheers.
But anything else you want to add? Anything you want to talk about that happened in your race?
It was a little bit annoying, to be honest. He had 6 seconds penalties, so like I didn't. I was wondering like what was he fighting for when I was behind that all the time. But it's okay. Everyone has entitled to race, of course. Yeah, but I was a little bit like unlucky with my strategy, I think. If I had like listened to my engineer and did like the switch for intermediates like 1 lap earlier, I think I probably would have gone out in front of him and then not be stuck behind him and then just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that if you didn't have to battle with Kosev for so long, then maybe you could have caught up onto the back of Best, possibly?
Yeah, definitely.
Because he did have a
Think so.
penalty as well, so.
Yeah, 3 seconds. And also I think I was faster than him in the wets because I caught up in with him like before, which switched to intermediates as well.
I'm pretty sure that Best's busy for the next few weeks, so you'll be stepping into his seat again. So how do you feel for Monaco?
I usually used to hate Monaco, but we will see what happens. We'll see if I like it or not.
I hope you do like it and score some points.
Hope so too.
Well, yeah. I mean, what a race and what a podium, mate. And it'll be a good one to watch back. And I'll try and get this up before midnight.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, good stuff, mate. And I'll
Yeah.
speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Alrighty. Who's next?
That's a
Kosev.
word.
Kosev is here. Let's get him up. Is there any more Alfa Romeo guys here? No, Duck's not here. So I think it's just Kosev if he's here.
Don't know if he's here or not. Oh, he's spamming his hand up.
It's at the top of your screen. Should be the accept button. There.
Finally.
I mean, wow, another great race from you, mate. And I mean, we'll dive straight into it. P4 in qualifying, straight up there. I believe you were on provisional pole as well for a good portion of qualifying, or at least on the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then only ended up, just shy of 3/10 off pole, keeping you in P4 to head into the sprint race, where then you picked up I'd say, sprint race podium, getting a P3 there, and I think you got caught up in a bit of contact at the first turn, right, or the second turn.
Yeah, we were going like side by side into turn 2,
Yeah.
like 3 wide, and I tried to not hit, I think, the Williams behind, because otherwise I was gonna spin. So I tried to move to left, but on left was Vasilev. So I had no way to go.
Yeah, I think from what I remember, it was like three wide at the front and then 2 wide at the back. So it's kind of just a whole like no one could back out, otherwise I'd hit the car behind. Or
Yeah. And after that, I tried to keep it as clean as possible. Unfortunately, I couldn't have done that in the main race. And I had the P3 in the sprint.
yeah, and I mean, I think the race, your 6 seconds, you got very lucky with the fact that a lot of people got penalties, I suppose, because it didn't really affect much in the end. You
Yeah.
kept P4, and I think Jake did have that little bit of pace advantage over you towards the end, but you still kept with it, and you still kept Matic behind, and the likes of Cassie with no penalties. So it's a really good stint there at the end as well, and really good defense against Nilsson as well. Like you really kept him behind for a good few laps in the wet. So good stuff from you, mate. Have you got anything you want to say on Monaco next week?
Yeah, I think I'm one of the few people that are happy that Monaco is on the calendar.
Thank you.
So I'm enjoying the track as much as I can.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it for driving around a quali lap until you have to race around 19 other people.
Right, shut up, mate.
Not wrong.
And from what I remember as well, you've been quite good in qualifying this season. So obviously that's going to be what is going to be a big factor in Monaco. So
I don't know. Personally, I don't want to be good in quali. I don't want to be quali merchant.
you want to just be stuck in traffic jams of dying cars?
You're not being a quality merchant though, because you had good finishes in the race
Yeah,
too.
yeah. You've not just been a quality merchant. I just mean like you've definitely been up there a few times this season.
Yeah.
So
And also, at the start of the main race, I got into P1, but I don't know what happened to Best. He pushed me off track into turn 1, and I have dropped back
from what I
again
remember,
to
I
P4.
believe Best had someone on his inside also.
Uh-huh,
Because it
okay.
was 3 wide. You in the front row?
I
No,
was
you weren't.
on
You were in the
second row.
second row, yeah.
I started
And I
from
believe
P3.
the Williams of Nilsson.
I sneak on the outside of Best, and then into turn 1, he pushed me.
Well, make a ticket on it, and it'll be dealt with, I'm sure.
I think
Yeah.
Luke Martin was on the inside in that situation, so I don't know what I believe, especially when Luke Martin's involved.
At least he bent it. And
Exactly, that was my thought on the conversation.
Oh no. But
and he gave the position back.
oh wow.
And that's it. Thanks.
Cheers, mate, and I hope to see you next week.
Oh, and also I'm as much happy for the win as Vasilev, because it's one win for him and second for Bulgaria.
Yeah, he did well out there today.
Yeah.
Alrighty, mate. I'll speak to you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you again.
See ya.
Alrighty, do you want to come up? Hannah said wants to come up. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I guess once again we'll start with qualifying. Where were you? P12.
I was P10. P10, I think.
In quali.
It
It says
yeah,
P12. You had identical
P12.
times with Massive.
Yeah, I remember.
But he set his, I'm guessing, just before you, which means that you were bumped down to P12 behind him. But in the sprint, climbed up to P9, just outside the points. But gave you a good start for the race, and then I think you were the only driver on the slick tyres at the end to get into the points, right?
Yeah, I took a risky decision, and it not paid out for me. I literally had the points, and then I took the risk because I think the guys behind of me was pitting, and they was not, and then I have to repair a front wing, and then I was too far back.
I mean, it was a frustrating one, but I think I don't know. I think you had to take the risk, and your teammate took it a little bit too early.
Yeah.
But you took the risk, and I think you got points out of it at the end of the day, and it was a bit of a spread out race, so it was hard to kind of recover without a safety car. But either way, it's points. Do you want to say anything else? Is there anything else you want to point out from the main event?
No, nothing else that I don't expect Monaco to be good.
You don't expect it to be good?
No. I'm gonna crash 100%.
A realistic man.
Oh Jesus! I can't wait.
To see me crash or a good race?
Just to watch the race.
It's not going to be a race to watch.
Well, you wait and see, my friend.
6 drivers turn up, 5 of them DNF.
Easy wins. You better be the one that doesn't DNF.
Or me in tier 3.
No, in tier 2, mate.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Are you sure? Exactly. Alrighty, well, thank you for hopping up here, Hannistad. Is there anything else you want to add?
Hello.
No. Alrighty, mate. I'll speak to you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers,
See you.
mate. Thank you. Alright, one more. Kingma. Get on up here.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
I mean, I'd say a pretty good weekend from you. And for Alpine. I mean, you had a pretty tough time in the sprint race, but you definitely recovered in the race. But we'll start with quali. Up into the top 5 for you in qualifying. Only 4 tenths away from pole. No easy feat for sure. And obviously you and your teammate, I think you both basically got a little bit unlucky in the sprint. With just we saw a spin, but I'm not too sure if it was contact or what. Do you want to go over that in the sprint?
Yeah, the quali was quite good. I practiced a lot for that because last few races we were really down, and that really hurt us in the race. After getting the good quali, I kind of binned it myself in the sprint race. So from then on, we had to get back, and knowing that the rain was coming, which isn't my strong point. Yeah, it was quite a tough weekend, but we hang in there. My strategist made a really good call going early on the inters, and we made up a lot of seconds with that, getting us back in the top 10, and then we raced it back to P5, almost getting P4 in the end. And because we think we will get one penalty removed, we will keep the P5 in the end.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to get that 5 second removed because we did catch that on stream as well where you avoided him.
Yeah.
But you know, even still, P11 in the sprint race wasn't terrible. It gave you a good shot at points in the main event, and you made sure to get them. P6 in the end, and like you say, I think that getting rid of that 5 second will put you up to P4. Yeah, so.
No, it won't, because we were just behind the Alfa Romeo going across the line. We both had 6 seconds, so we'll be P5 in the end. P5 in the end.
Okay,
but still a good result, knowing that we ended P11 in the sprint race.
You sure you're not? You're only 4 seconds, 4.2 seconds off Masic though. So you
it might be wrong, but
well, it'll get sorted out in post race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you look at it, but make sure you put that in as a ticket.
Yeah, we'll do.
And yeah, it'll get sorted out. But anything you want to add about Monaco?
Well, I'm not gonna race Monaco. I'm going to the bar to have a couple of drinks because I'd rather die in the bar than die on Monaco.
Respectable.
Fair enough.
It won't be a race for me, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, have fun doing that instead. But yeah, it's good to have you up here, mate, and I'll speak to you in 2 weeks then.
Thanks again, man.
Cheers, mate. Have a good night.
Cheers.
Alrighty, well, I think that about wraps it up. Anything you want to add, Will?
Nah, nothing. Good race.
It was a good race. It wasn't much action, but it was a lot. Like every now and again, it got very spicy.
I'm a big fan of the weather. Did a good part.
Yeah, and we can't discount the sprint, and the qualifying was good as well. Qualifying was good.
Very true.
But that wraps it up here, and it wraps it up for Portimão as a whole. It's done, and we're on to Monaco, which will be live Friday night, 7 p.m. GMT, that is, and it'll be hosted by the one and only Luke Martin, who should stick to commentating.
He should. And doing FIA work, and that's about his work.
Oh, poor fella, man. Anyway, that wraps it up, and